G'day guys, welcome back to another vid. In this one we're going to be looking at the Adventure Kings fire pit and just how we can get a whole lot more airflow into that fire by doing a couple of simple little mods that you can do in about 20 minutes in your backyard or in your carport. As always guys, if you like what we're doing, hit that like button down there, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing. We're always doing little vids like this with camping gear and going on trips and things like that, so hit that subscribe button guys if you want to see more. Alright, stay tuned. So if you can't tell, it's a pretty miserable rainy day at the moment. Yeah, most of the state's stuck inside with this sort of semi-lockdown that we've got going on at the moment. So I thought I'll get out here and do a little bit of a video. There's a bit of a follow-up to my fire pit video that I've done a couple of months ago. So if you haven't already seen it, I'll link it up here. But basically I compared a couple of fire pits. So I had the Adventure Kings fire pit, a Darchi fire pit and a Bunnings fire pit, and I really just got heaps of comments and messages about how to make these Adventure Kings style fire pits a bit better. So I jumped online and I had a little bit of a search, and not many people have done any videos on them, so I thought I'd quickly just knock one of these up and show you guys how to do a couple of little mods to your Adventure Kings or slide-in style fire pits, just to make it a little bit better, increase that airflow and not struggle so much when you're trying to get a good fire happening. Anyway, let's get straight into it. So guys, if you haven't seen how these fire pits are built, they're pretty simple. All they are is 4 plates, so you've got 2 end plates here and then 2 side plates that just slide into pre-cut grooves. That so for this one it's Adventure Kings, but there's tons of different brands out there that offer basically the same thing. I'll leave a couple in the description box below, but basically they're really simple design. They're just 4 plates, they slide together really easy, and I'll give you a quick look. Basically you want to pull it apart, out it comes, and then you pull your next one out and it all packs down flat. The great thing about these fire pits is they pack down to about 1 centimetre thick, which is great when you're trying to pack light or you're trying to save some space in the car when you go on a camping trip. That's pretty much as easy as it does. That's about as easy as it is, slides straight in together. But I'll give you a quick little look. Basically, the issue that these fire pits have is that these fire pits just don't get enough airflow to keep a good fire going. So a few comments that I had suggested running a grinder through the side of them, and it's a really good idea. My grinder's sort of cactus at the moment, so I thought another way to do it, and a few other guys have commented, so thank you to everyone that has commented so far on that video. But a good way of doing it is just knock a few decent sized holes in this side, in both side plates, so you can get a lot more airflow coming into the bottom of your fire pit and then out the top. That's the idea anyway. We'll see how we go guys. We'll take a few measurements, we'll knock a few holes in, and then hopefully it'll stop raining and we can test out just how good these little mods are. Right guys, so first things first, we'll take a few quick little measurements. We don't want these things too high. If they're too high, then you're not going to get any airflow to your fire at all. So you want to keep them about the same level as where you want your fire drawing your air from. So towards the bottom of your fire, but not so far down that you're going to lose any of your coals. So for me, that's about 75 millimeters, or say 3 inches from the bottom. So we'll bring our first one to the center. We'll go 75 millimeters. If you can too guys, try to use a scribe. If you don't have one, head down to Bunnings, pick one up, or Home Depot if you're in the States. They're only ever usually a couple of bucks. So we'll go again. We'll bring ours over to the right side now. We'll go 75 mil again. Those guys that are watching in the US, 75 millimeters, give or take about 3 inches. So I want to make it the same on the left side as what I did on the right, so we'll just see how far that mark was. Yep. So we're going 75 millimeters again from each side before we run our last mark. Well, I'm just trying to avoid the tripod while I'm doing this. And there we go. So now that we've got our marks, we'll take it apart so we can work with a nice flat surface. As always guys, double check your marking before you start cutting any holes. The worst thing you can do is cut a hole and then realise it's not where you want it to be. So all I'm using to cut these holes is a cheapo drill from Bunnings, a Zito brand, and just a 20mm step drill. If you don't have a step drill, I'll give you a quick look. If you don't have a step drill like this one, just grab a couple of different size drill bits, start with something small and work your way up to whatever size you want. I'm just running with 20mm because this is what I've got, but I'm sure a decent sized drill bit upwards of 12mm or anything around there would be just as good. But if you can go and get one, get a step drill. These things are unreal. Good little thing to do as well guys, once you finish cutting one way, flip the piece of metal over and just drill back through, give it a little bit of a clean up on the other side, just so you can avoid any sharp edges. And there we have it guys. After you finish drilling your holes, that's pretty much what you should come up with. 3 decent sized holes towards the bottom on each of your side plates. And that's pretty much how she's going to take on a bit more air when trying to get those nice hotter fires going. So there you go guys. That's pretty much my take on how to get a bit more airflow into one of these slide together, or Adventure Kings especially, fire pits. I guess we're going to see if it makes a big difference. So there you have it guys. One really easy little mod that you can do to your Adventure Kings fire pit, or any of these sort of slide together fire pits, that increases the airflow into your fire and just makes it so much easier and so much better. It just gives you a better fire. You might not be able to see it very well with the glare from the sun, but this thing is throwing out the heat, and it's night and day better than what it used to be. So definitely recommend this mod. And you don't have to do it, good on you mate, you don't have to do it exactly the same as I've done it either guys. Whoa. One bloke suggested that you can just run a grinder through and cut a slot all the way across, and that, I dare say, that would have worked just as well. This is just what I had on me at the time, so
I can definitely vouch for this mod. It definitely improves how the fire behaves, how much heat comes out, definitely, and building that nice bed of coals, or even just breaking down some of that fire early on and getting some nice heat in there. Come on. So anyway, guys, before I end this video, I'll just want to say a big thank you to everyone that did comment and message me, throwing all the suggestions around about how to increase the airflow in these Adventure Kings pits. It definitely works. So thank you guys so much. This is just the way that I decided on doing it. But let me know in the comments on this video how you've done your mods, or how you've increased your airflow on these pits. Doesn't have to be Adventure Kings, can be any of these sort of slide together or sort of V tapered sort of style fire pits. Let me know, because I'll be very, very interested to know how you guys have done yours as well. But anyway, guys, I might just kick back and relax and enjoy this fire a little bit more. And I might even chuck on my favourite podcast at the moment. And if anyone is interested in listening to podcasts, but The Heart of Conversation is a cracking podcast. Some of the guests on there are very, very knowledgeable, and they talk about, oh mate, they talk about so many things it's not even funny. Come on, come around. Come on. So definitely give those guys a listen. The Heart of Conversation. They're on Spotify. That's how I listen to them, or Apple Podcasts. I think they're on most of those podcasts and things. Or check them out on Facebook. They got all their information there. But it's a really, really good one. So anyway, guys, until next time. Hopefully we can get out soon and enjoy the outdoors after this mini lockdown. But until next time, guys, get out and about, and I'll see you in the next one. You ready? Come on. Again, come on. One more. Come on. Go on. He loves it. He'll never get sick of it.